Daniel Harper, a tech millionaire, lived for his son, Ethan, who was born with cerebral palsy. At 10, Ethan's bright eyes hid his wheelchair-bound struggles. Daniel's empire demanded his time, leaving Ethan lonely. Guilt gnawed at Daniel. He wanted Ethan to feel loved. After months of searching, he hired Sophie, a soft-spoken nanny with glowing references. Her warm smile charmed Ethan, but Daniel's instincts screamed caution. Trusting a stranger with his son felt reckless. To ease his fears, he installed hidden cameras throughout their sleek San Francisco mansion. Just to be safe, he told himself, adjusting the app on his phone. Sophie moved in, her laughter filling the house. Ethan seemed happier, but Daniel couldn't shake his unease. Late at night, he opened the camera feed, heart pounding. What would he find? The first clip showed Sophie pushing Ethan's wheelchair through the garden, her voice gentle. But something felt off, her eyes darted nervously. Was she hiding something? Daniel leaned closer, unaware his world was about to shatter. Sophie knelt beside Ethan, whispering. The audio was faint, but her words hinted at a secret. Daniel's chest tightened. Had he made a terrible mistake? He kept watching, unable to tear himself away. Each clip pulled him deeper into Sophie's interactions with Ethan. By dawn, his eyes burned, but he couldn't stop. The truth was coming, and it would break his heart. What was Sophie doing behind closed doors? Would Ethan's fragile trust be betrayed? Daniel braced himself, the screen glowing with answers he wasn't ready for. Daniel's eyes stung as the camera feed flickered. Sophie's whisper to Ethan replayed in his mind, "We'll keep it our little secret." What was she hiding? The mansion's silence felt heavy, broken only by the hum of his laptop. Ethan's laughter in the clips was real, but Daniel's gut twisted. Sophie seemed too perfect, her gentle hands adjusting Ethan's blanket, her story sparking his giggles. Yet, her nervous glances at the corners of the room unnerved him. Did she know about the cameras? Daniel scrubbed through hours of footage. Sophie read Ethan bedtime stories, her voice soft like a lullaby. She wheeled him to the window, pointing at stars. But one clip froze his blood. Late at night, Sophie sat alone in the kitchen, scribbling in a worn notebook, her face tense. She hid it when Ethan called. What was in those pages? Daniel's mind raced, secrets, lies, betrayal. He remembered Ethan's mother, who left when Ethan's diagnosis came. Trust was a luxury he couldn't afford. Another clip showed Sophie helping Ethan paint, his shaky hands splashing color. She cheered, but her smile faltered when she thought no one saw. Was she acting? Daniel's heart ached. Ethan adored her, his face glowing in ways Daniel rarely saw. But doubt clawed deeper. He found a clip of Sophie on the phone, whispering, "It's harder than I thought." Who was she talking to? The truth felt close, sharp, and painful. Daniel gripped his phone, torn between confronting her and watching more. Ethan's happiness hung in the balance. One more clip, he decided, might reveal everything. What would he see next? Could he bear it? Daniel's hand trembled as he clicked the next clip. The screen showed Sophie pushing Ethan's wheelchair through the mansion's sunlit atrium. Ethan's laughter echoed, pure and unguarded, as Sophie spun him gently. Faster, he squealed. She obliged, her smile wide but fleeting. Then, she stopped, kneeling to adjust Ethan's scarf. "You're my hero, kiddo," she said, her voice cracking. Daniel froze. Why did she sound so sad? The footage shifted to evening. Sophie helped Ethan with a puzzle, her patience endless as his shaky fingers fumbled. She hummed a tune, but her eyes glistened. Was she crying? Daniel's heart sank. This wasn't the betrayal he feared, something deeper was breaking her. He dug into another clip. Sophie sat by Ethan's bed, reading, until he slept. She lingered, brushing his hair, then whispered, "I wish I could do more." Daniel's throat tightened. What did she mean? The notebook appeared again in a late-night clip. Sophie wrote furiously, tears falling. She hid it as footsteps approached. Daniel's suspicion battled his growing empathy. Was she in trouble? Another clip showed her teaching Ethan to sign a word with his hands. "Love," she said, guiding his fingers. Ethan beamed, signing it back. Daniel's eyes stung. Ethan hadn't smiled like that in years. But a final clip shifted everything. Sophie, alone, stared at a photo on her phone, a young boy in a wheelchair. She sobbed, clutching the image. Who was he? Daniel's heart pounded. Sophie's secret wasn't about Ethan, it was about her past. The truth was close, and it would change everything. Could he confront her now? Or was there more to uncover? Daniel's pulse raced as he replayed the clip of Sophie sobbing over the photo. The boy in the wheelchair wasn't Ethan. His features were different, younger. Who was he to her? The mansion's stillness amplified Daniel's unease. He scrolled through more footage, desperate for answers. A clip showed Sophie and Ethan in the garden, planting flowers. "They'll bloom like you," she told Ethan, her voice tender. He giggled, dirt smudging his cheeks. But when Ethan looked away, Sophie's face crumpled, her hand touching her pocket, where the notebook hid. Daniel's heart ached. Her pain was real, but why? Another clip revealed Sophie teaching Ethan to draw stars. "For someone special," she said, guiding his hand. Ethan's clumsy lines formed a constellation, and Sophie's eyes shimmered with tears. Was she thinking of the boy in the photo? Daniel found a late-night clip, Sophie on the phone, voice low. "I can't leave him, not yet," she said, glancing toward Ethan's room. "Leave?" Daniel's stomach dropped. Was she planning to abandon Ethan? His anger flared, but doubt lingered. Her care seemed genuine. A final clip showed Sophie reading Ethan a story about a boy who flew kites. Ethan's eyes sparkled. "Can I fly one?" he asked. Sophie nodded, promising, "Soon." She kissed his forehead, but her hands shook. Daniel leaned back, torn. Sophie's secret tied to that boy, but her love for Ethan was undeniable. The heartbreak wasn't betrayal, it was her hidden grief. He needed to know more before confronting her. One clip might hold the key. Would it shatter his trust or mend his heart? Daniel's eyes burned, glued to the screen. The next clip showed Sophie and Ethan in the backyard, a bright kite in her hands. Ethan's face lit up, his wheelchair parked on the grass. "Ready to fly?" Sophie asked, tying the string. She ran, pulling the kite skyward, its colors dancing against the clouds. Ethan clapped, his laughter infectious. Sophie cheered, but her eyes flicked to her pocket, where the photo hid. Daniel's chest tightened. Why did joy always mix with her pain? Another clip showed them after, Sophie wiping Ethan's sweaty brow. "You made it fly," he said. She hugged him, whispering, "You make everything soar." Her voice broke, and Daniel felt a pang. Was she saying goodbye? A nighttime clip revealed Sophie writing in her notebook by lamplight. She traced the photo of the boy, murmuring, "I'm trying, Ben." Ben? The name hit Daniel like a punch. Was Ben the boy in the wheelchair? Another clip showed Sophie helping Ethan write a card. "For you," Ethan said, handing it to her. Sophie read it, tears falling. She hugged him tightly, hiding her face. Daniel's heart twisted. She loved Ethan, but something haunted her. A final clip showed Sophie on the phone, voice shaky. "I'll stay until he's ready," she said. "Stay?" Daniel's anger softened. She wasn't leaving yet, but why the urgency? The footage painted a picture of devotion tangled with grief. Sophie's secret wasn't malicious, it was personal. Daniel needed answers, but confronting her risked Ethan's happiness. One more clip might reveal Ben's story. Would it break Daniel's heart further or offer hope? He clicked play, bracing himself. Daniel's breath caught as the clip loaded. Sophie sat in the dimly lit living room, clutching the photo of Ben. Her whispers were clear now, "I'm doing this for you, Ben." Tears streaked her face. Daniel's heart pounded. Who was Ben, and why did she carry his memory? The footage shifted to morning. Sophie wheeled Ethan to the piano, guiding his trembling fingers to play a simple tune. Ben loved music, she said softly, then caught herself. Ethan didn't notice, but Daniel did. Ben was her secret. Another clip showed Sophie helping Ethan draw a kite. "For Ben's sky," she murmured, her voice distant. Ethan grinned, unaware. Daniel's mind raced. Ben was connected to her pain, but how? A late-night clip revealed more. Sophie wrote in her notebook, reading aloud, "Ethan's smile reminds me of you, Ben. I couldn't save you, but I can help him." Save him? Daniel's stomach churned. Had Ben died? The next clip showed Sophie and Ethan laughing over a board game. Her joy was real, but her eyes held sorrow. She tucked Ethan in, whispering, "You're so strong," like he was. Daniel's throat tightened. Sophie's care for Ethan was tied to Ben's loss. A final clip showed her on the phone, voice firm. "I'll tell Daniel soon. He deserves to know." Tell him what? Daniel's heart raced. Sophie's secret wasn't betrayal, it was a tragedy driving her devotion. Ben's story held the key to her tears. Confronting her now felt risky. Ethan adored her. But the truth was close. One more clip might explain everything. Would it heal Daniel's doubts or deepen his heartbreak? He clicked play, pulse racing. Daniel's hands shook as the clip began. Sophie sat alone in the study, the notebook open. She held Ben's photo, whispering, "I miss you every day." The camera caught her words clearly. "My brother, Ben, loved kites, just like Ethan." Brother? Daniel's heart sank. Ben was her sibling. The footage shifted to Sophie pushing Ethan through the park, both laughing as leaves swirled. She pointed at a cloud, saying, "Ben's watching us." Ethan giggled, oblivious to her pain. Daniel's eyes stung. Sophie's care for Ethan was an echo of her loss. Another clip showed her teaching Ethan to sign "brother." "For someone special," she said, her smile fragile. A late-night clip revealed the full story. Sophie, alone, spoke to Ben's photo. "You were 10, like Ethan, when the accident took you. I promised to live for you." Daniel's breath hitched. Ben had died young, in a wheelchair, like Ethan. Sophie's devotion wasn't just duty, it was redemption. Another clip showed her reading Ethan a story, her voice steady but eyes wet. "Heroes never give up," she said, squeezing his hand. Daniel saw it now. Sophie saw Ben in Ethan. A final clip showed her writing a letter, addressed to Daniel. "I need to tell you about Ben," she whispered, sealing it. Daniel's heart broke, not from betrayal, but from her silent grief. Sophie's love for Ethan was pure, driven by a promise to her lost brother. He wanted to confront her, but fear stopped him. Would the truth hurt Ethan? One more clip might show her next move. Could Daniel face her pain? He clicked play, tears falling. Daniel wiped his tears as the clip loaded. Sophie slipped the letter under his office door, her face tense. The camera caught her pause, whispering, "Please understand, Daniel." He found the letter later, unopened, in the footage. His real self hadn't seen it yet. His heart raced. Sophie was ready to reveal Ben's story. The next clip showed her with Ethan, building a model kite. "For Ben's sky," Ethan said, repeating her words. Sophie hugged him, her eyes shining. "You're my miracle," she said. Daniel's chest ached. Her love for Ethan was unshakable. Another clip showed Sophie teaching Ethan to sing a song about flying. His voice wobbled, but she clapped wildly. Ben would love this, she said, then froze, glancing around. Did she suspect the cameras? A nighttime clip showed her pacing, clutching Ben's photo. I can't keep hiding, Ben. Daniel needs to know why I'm here. Her resolve was clear, she'd tell the truth. Daniel's emotions swirled. Sophie's grief explained her nervous glances, her tears. She wasn't betraying Ethan, she was honoring her brother. Another clip showed Ethan giving Sophie a drawing of two kites. One for me, one for Ben, he said. Sophie sobbed, hiding her face. Daniel's heart broke again, she carried Ben's loss while giving Ethan joy. A final clip showed Sophie knocking on Daniel's office door, letter in hand. We need to talk, she said softly. The footage ended. Daniel sat frozen. Her secret was out, but confronting her meant facing her pain, and his own guilt for doubting her. Would he open the door? One clip remained. Could it mend their hearts? He clicked play, trembling, Daniel's pulse thundered as the clip flickered on. Sophie stood in his office, letter trembling in her hands. Daniel, I need to explain, she began, voice steady but eyes wet. The camera caught every word. My brother, Ben, was like Ethan, wheelchair-bound, full of dreams. He died at 10 in a car accident. I promised to live for him. Daniel's real self, unseen in the footage, listened, heart-shattering. Sophie continued, caring for Ethan feels like keeping Ben alive. His smile, his courage, it's Ben all over again. She paused, tears falling. I should have told you sooner. The clip shifted to earlier that day. Sophie and Ethan flew their kite, its colors soaring. Ethan laughed, signing love to her. Sophie's face glowed, but guilt lingered. Another clip showed Daniel in the footage, finally appearing, watching Sophie tuck Ethan in. Your family now, Ethan mumbled sleepily. Sophie froze, touched. Daniel's eyes stung, he'd misjudged her. Back in the office, Sophie handed him the letter. Read this if I ever leave. It's everything. Daniel's voice, soft, replied, You're not leaving, Sophie. She gasped, hope flickering. A later clip showed them talking by Ethan's bedside. I saw the cameras, Daniel admitted. I saw your heart. Sophie sobbed, relieved. I just wanted Ethan to feel loved. Daniel nodded. He does, because of you. The final clip showed Ethan waking, seeing them together. Are you staying, Sophie? He asked. She smiled, nodding. Daniel's heart swelled, she was their miracle. One clip remained to seal their bond. Would it bring them closer? Daniel clicked play, ready to embrace the truth and build a future together. Daniel's heart raced as the final clip loaded. Morning light filled the mansion, Ethan's laughter echoing. Sophie pushed his wheelchair to the garden, Daniel beside them, holding a new kite. For Ben, Ethan said, grinning. Sophie's eyes shimmered, but her smile was free of pain. The camera caught Daniel tying the string, his hand brushing Sophie's. Together? He asked. She nodded, their fingers entwining. The kite soared, a vibrant streak against the sky. Ethan clapped, signing love. Daniel's chest swelled, Ethan was happy, truly happy. Another clip showed them at the piano, Sophie guiding Ethan's hands, Daniel joining in, his laughter rusty but real. Ben's song, Sophie whispered, and Daniel understood, her brother lived in these moments. A later scene showed Ethan drawing 3 kites, me, Sophie, Dad. Sophie hugged him, tears of joy falling. Daniel, watching, vowed to never doubt again. The final clip was evening, the trio on the porch. Sophie read Ethan a story, Daniel's arm around her. Stay forever, Ethan mumbled, sleepy. Sophie looked at Daniel, eyes questioning. "Forever," he said, pulling her close. The camera zoomed out, capturing their silhouette, a family forged through trust. Daniel's voiceover closed the footage, "Millions mean nothing without love. Sophie gave us that." The screen faded, but their bond glowed. Sophie wasn't just a nanny, she was their heart. The video ended with a soft call, "If this story touched you, like and subscribe for more." Their journey, from heartbreak to hope, was complete. Ethan's smile, Sophie's courage, and Daniel's trust built a future brighter than any wealth. They were home.